Doe maar. Okay, we are on our way. Let's get these deck lists out. We have... ja, ça va, ça va. Let's just see if I can find the deck lists here. Where's his deck lists? Jelle, kun je nog rap aan Pepijn? Just a second. Okay, so we're getting his deck list, and then we will get going with our match. Ja. Heb jij hier geen deklisten meer? Ah. Sorry. Ja, dat is...
Nee,
dat is niet nu. Nee? Maar ja.
Ik kan hem afnemen, maar meest controleren kan dat Haha.
Okay, we have the deck list. Apparently it was just on the floor.
Ja. En zegt al hoeveel van de Gentry spelers is dat meer met die rare draft? Met de rare draft side event.
Geen idee, ga ik een keer aan de judges moeten vragen.
Dat ze mij aan het pushen zijn om met een normale draft te doen.
Okay, so we are on our way. As we can see, Michiel is on Delirium and Pepijn is on a hidden stockpile tokenish control deck. I'm really interested to see how this one will play out. As we have Throbbing Inspector, one of the very big staples in our format. And that's a vessel of nascency.
Een Shahili Rush voor mij?
Hm?
Een Shahili Rush voor mij?
Ja. Hierin. Okay. All right. So let's get back. Tokenish control. Yes, that's what it is.
Oké, misschien terug.
Okay, so Michiel already has his Delirium at this point. Okay, I think that's a Nissa. Not sure which one there. Nissa. Voice of Zendikar. Okay, and I'm back. Nissa, voice of Zendikar, entering the fray and making a little plant friend for herself. So, Abzan token control versus black-green Delirium. Let's have a little look here. He's also on the full Dryad and Scavenger plan, so Michiel quite capable of having aggressive starts. Also has some more interesting cards that I hope will have their impact in this match. So Deadweight taking care of one creature and the attack at Nissa taking care of the other creature here. And plays another Moldgraf Scavenger. That's another Trobman Spectre. And getting another clue. Pepijn seems to be a bit stuck on lands here. Michiel fetching. And setting up for later. In his later game he has Baloth Null waiting, amongst others, Kindly Strangers, which can take care of these plant tokens. So he has quite a few possibilities to keep putting pressure on Pepijn, even through the token production of the Nissa. Yeah, both are going towards Nissa, but Pepijn has a plan. That's a fatal push to take care of one of them, and a plant to take care of the other Moldgraf Scavenger, and then we get a Kindly Stranger. So Kindly Stranger waiting to transform in the next turn, and then it will get to take out a creature. Renegade map for Pepijn. I'm pretty sure he would have preferred to just naturally draw a land here. And we have a Countless Gears, something. The revolt that brings a servo renegade, Countless Gears renegade. So Michiel has Delirium. He can actually transform his Kindly Stranger here. But doesn't really have a juicy target for it. Not that he will get juicy targets anytime soon. As Pepijn is playing mostly small creatures. I think the Angel of Invention that he has is about the juiciest target he has. Kindly Stranger has transformed, made some space on the board, and still he's trying to gun for that Nissa, who just keeps ticking up and up. Vessel of Nascency again. Ready to find something juicy for Michiel. And we have Jelle back here.
For a moment.
So we have black-green Delirium against Abzan tokens. And a Nissa that I do believe is at 7
right now. Ready to
loyalty.
ultimate.
Renegade Rallier.
I told him to play that card.
For his Countless Gears Renegade.
You still have to pay the mana for it, I think.
Yep. Yeah, that's a nice little reload mechanic he has.
This deck is insane. In the whenever it survives the early game,
Yeah.
you just make so much card advantage. It's really insane. My deck, my green Delirium deck, was not able to win versus it.
Ah, that's interesting. also has the sanatorium skeleton, which I find an interesting inclusion. Does he have a
What do you want to know?
what's the skeleton called? Sanatorium?
I think so, yeah. There was a little earthquake here, but everything is okay now.
Yes, people bump into the.
I'm not sure if he had to push Nisa to 7 here. He could have minus to the Nisa here, and it would have been totally okay, I think.
So about the skeleton, does he have a sacrifice theme as well?
He's placed hidden stockpile.
Right. 4 of them.
I have to go.
Yeah.
Play my side event.
Thank you very much for your short little visit. Yes, there are a lot of side events going on here as well. You can draft or play Gentry round robin side events. In the meantime, we have a Liliana, the last hope. That'll systematically pick off tokens while she keeps getting higher and higher in loyalty. So this is turning into the battle of the 3 mana cost planeswalkers. So the transformed kindly stranger is providing quite a wall for Pepijn here. Pepijn takes up Nissa again. So ramping up to a very, very big ultimate. And I do believe that's an Ulvenwald Mysteries. Another engine for card advantage. Michiel doesn't see any way to be able to punch through here. A second Ulvenwald Mystery, so any clue that he sacrifices makes 2 tokens now. And he gets 2 clues for every creature that dies, so every creature eventually turns into 4 soldiers. At least he brought his own tokens there. I think he ticked up Nissa again. No, he actually ticked down Nissa, so he's starting to build his army here. Michiel being the helpful chap he always is. This way also keeps all of his tokens safe from the Liliana ability. And Pepijn offers up a Rallier for the transformed stranger, or even one of the Moldgrafs. Yep, just to keep the Liliana around. Of course, Michiel has a win condition in getting to Liliana emblem himself. But Pepijn quite happy to just get a bunch of clues. He did forget to put his clues there. We're not going to remind these players to play to get their triggers, and we have a grapple with the past. Getting a Balathimol. So this is one of the cards that is an innovation by Michiel here. It's something I haven't seen played yet. Pepijn should have gotten clues, yeah. Mechanized production, I don't think that's one of his rares. He's playing Nissa, Gideon, Angel of Invention and Westvale Abbey. Also, he's not playing blue. So Michiel with the null has quite some reload potential available to him there. Ja.
De hypothese gedaan. Mag ik nog iets doen?
Nee? Nou, voor mij niet. Merci. Hoi, hoe is dat? Side eventje meespelen?
Ja, stel op de queue.
Ja, zo wat. Amuseer je.
Mag ik hier zo'n slus?
Wat?
Kijk, kijk nog die slus. Als dat oké is.
Ja, als er niemand klaagt is het oké. Okay, so Pepijn reloading, building a bunch of soldiers, and is using his very highly built up Nissa just to empower his army. He could have chosen to ult a couple of turns ago, and yes, I'm happy they're switching to dice. They're a lot more visible. Now building up a pretty scary board here. Now Pepijn starts to go onto the offensive. That doesn't kill each other. Pepijn? Die skeleton is toch ook een 3-4?
Wij verminderd weer de Liliana.
Ja. So apparently the skeleton was a target for the Liliana ability. So that's why it did die after all. Pepijn remembering to put his clues this time. So 4 mana will get him 4 new soldiers in case he needs them, and 2 fresh cards. So his deck is firing on all cylinders here. It's clear which mechanics he has. Let's try to remember the token got -2/-1 this time, as Michiel finally plays the null and takes back 2 scavengers. I'm pretty sure this is a race that he will eventually lose. 2 clues, 2 cards, 4 soldiers, and Nissa waiting in the wings to buff up the entire army. That's another fatal push to get rid of one of the scavengers. So Pepijn got to optimally use his mana. I guess he only has tokens in play at this point. So the Ulvenwald mysteries are finished building up at this point. Unless he plays a creature here. A creature card, that is. But I think he only has lands in his hand at this point. Alright. So finally getting onto the offensive, he has a bunch of 4/5s and is attacking with a few 2/2s as well. Yeah, still no hidden stockpiles, but those aren't that interesting right now. Apparently that entire horde was aimed at Nissa. I guess she was about to go ultimate. It's interesting that Michiel didn't even kill one of the 4/4 tokens. I guess he was afraid of some pump spells, and that means that Pepijn takes game 1. As I mentioned before, Michiel is a open champion, so remembering the fact that this is the Invitational of upsets, I guess the upset would be Pepijn beating Michiel here, which looks like he is very well capable of, from what we've seen here. Now we have to take into account that the format knows about infinite Topter combos, and there's a lot of people that have sideboard cards geared especially against hordes of creatures, so he might get some problems in the sideboard. Let's have a look at Michiel's game sideboard first. We see Pools of Murasa, 4 metal spinner puzzle knots, 2 Appetite for the Unnatural, 3 Boon of Emrakul, 2 Crow of Dark Tidings, 1 Deadweight and 1 Narnam Cobra. What do we not see here is anything that can sweep a board. In black, all these cards are uncommons, and Michiel has chosen to devote all his uncommon slots to empowering his main board, which is the normal, the regular way of handling deck building in this format. In the meantime, for Pepijn, we see Pulse of Murasa, 1's Commencement of Festivities, 1, 2 Countless Gears Renegades, 2 Fragmentize, 2 Deadweights, 1 Angelic Purge, 1 Bone Splinter, 2 Myers Malice, 2 Takedowns, and 1 Appetite for the Unnatural. But he doesn't really need much of that. I have the feeling that his main board is very well geared up against Michiel's deck already. So it's I'm having a hard time seeing how Michiel will punch through this token machine. Do remember that at the beginning of the game, Pepijn was even struggling to get some mana and get going. Michiel also didn't have the fastest start, but he did have Delirium very early, so the way the game went for him seemed representative of what we can expect from this deck, which is inherently an extremely fair deck. If anyone disagrees with that or feels like they have a better analysis of how this matchup will go, feel free to throw it in the chat and get some discussion going. Also, if you have any remarks or questions, wishes, desires, resentments, or even complaints, feel free to put them in the chat as well, and we will try to get them fixed out as soon and as simple as possible. In the meantime, if you're watching this and you have no idea what the League or Gentry is, the League is a group of new and beginning, used to be a group of new and beginning Magic players that aims to have a very fun environment to learn to play or play better Magic. Gentry is our own budget format, which, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, limits you to 15 uncommons and 4 uniques, rares and or mythics. If you're interested, feel free to check out any of our sources on WordPress, Facebook, and soon the YouTube. And we are off to game 2. Pepijn won game 1 after Pepijn won game 1 after Michiel was unable to break through the token horde, and Pepijn just kept incrementally and somewhat exponentially growing his army, both in size and in formidability. That's probably not a word, but who's gonna punish me, right? And let's get the cards out. So we have a Gnarlwood Dryad facing off against the Sanatorium Skeleton that gets taken out by a Deadweight. Pepijn has a Renegade map to smooth out his mana and help him out, while Michiel plays a second Gnarlwood Dryad. Pepijn fixing his mana there. sorry, I got interrupted again. And we have an Ulvenwald Mysteries ready for Pepijn, who is under very little pressure now. Michiel really needs to get his Delirium going. And that's an Appetite for the Unnatural. Michiel taking a lesson from game 1, realizing how important the enchantments are, not even knowing that this deck relies on what's it called, hidden stockpile quite heavily as well. And we have Nissa reporting back for duty, probably bringing a plant token, and I hope he has a fatal push ready for the other Dryads. If Michiel gets a Grapple with the Past or a Vessel of Nascency here, could very much be an almost dead Nissa.
Ik heb out of customer support de mensen die eigen product mee hadden van de GPT nog.
Ja.
Ik gewoon een draft ingezet, maar ze gaan het zelf regelen doen.
Ja, zo wat. Okay, and that was the fatal push that I mentioned before to make sure that Nissa stays safe. Michiel follows up with a Moldgraf Scavenger. Again, we see Pepijn very comfortably in control of how this match is going. Plays what's it called again? Westvale Abbey. Another way to generate tokens. The Sanatorium Skeleton hits the graveyard, but that will be back for more, of course. As Michiel also has a fatal push of his own and a Moldgraft Scavenger to follow it up.
Had geen andere dingen goed, hè? Red of zo?
Making this a 16-player event means it has 15 rounds that I need to cover. I'm pretty sure I'd be dead. Though we could make it an entire weekend's event, but time will tell. It also needs to remain special to actually make it into the Invitational, you know. So, Pepijn regrowing his skeleton, getting a plant token. He's desperately trying to protect Nissa here. He has 2 mana up, but I'm not sure what he has that represents, as there is no black mana in there.
Je zegt het zo naar. Zegt het tegen mij.
Nee, wat? Dat weet ik dat moet niet gebruiken.
So this time Michiel under a bit more control. The Scavenger he still doesn't have Delirium though. So
We vonden hem niet op de site dat we wouden kopen. Jij bent degene die het moest hebben.
So because Michiel does not have Delirium, the Moldgraft Scavengers are only 0/4s and can't actually threaten the Nissa, as we get another Ulvenwald Mysteries and a plant token. And another plant token to build up an army. We're seeing a bit of a repeat from the previous match here, with even Liliana showing up just like the last time. That's interesting. Still no Delirium. It's 2 1/1 Death Touchers swinging in. Pretty sure Pepijn is quite eager even to put the skeleton in front here. Keeps the token, the plant token though. Opting to let Nissa take a bit of a beat here, sacrifices the clue for a soldier and an extra card.
Hoeveel geld heb je daarin gestoken?
Nissa, and again we're in Pepijn's token grind machine right now. The skeleton comes back. Do remember that as soon as Michiel gets Delirium, the amount of pressure he has pretty much triples. And a renegade map for Pepijn. Liliana kills a soldier. Yes, that's a better target than the plant. It actually has power. Pepijn, I guess he tried to trick Michiel here for a second.
Ik heb ook mijn eerste game gewonnen.
Okay, so renegade map gets sacrificed. I think that's during the upkeep.
Goed. Ja, het komt straks ook. Een Dungeons and Dragons spelen.
Ja, ik heb het ook zo'n jaar in plan.
Ja, ik weet het.
Okay, so let's see. We have a Throb Inspector. For Pepijn, giving him another clue which he can turn into a soldier, gets a plant with Nissa. So Pepijn again first choosing to build a board before he starts minusing Nissa to put +1/+1 counters. Now he has to watch out that as soon as Michiel top decks a yes, let's have a look at Westvale Abbey to see when that gets active. There we go.
Zeker dat je naar de kant moet.
So Westvale Abbey is already active quite a while.
Ik heb het als Sofie's weg gezet, maar het deels op de PC, dus nog sowieso.
Ah, oké, dat is inderdaad... dat is een voordeel.
So now Michiel has to take into account both the possible arrival of Ormendal and the huge token army with soldiers and plants. But he doesn't seem very confident in how this game is going. Not getting any of his Delirium enablers. Well, Pepijn gets to execute his perfect game plan. We see grouping up 5 and an Ormendal. Michiel is not even interested in keeping this up, knowing that his deck is incapable of dealing with an indestructible flying lifelink monstrosity, and we have Ormendal taking home the win for Pepijn de Greze. So let's have